Hi everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the game Factory Funner. Now in this game you're going to be trying to build the best factory possible in the most economical way possible by using machines that have different inputs and different outputs, and you're going to be trying to connect them to different machines and reservoirs on the board. So let's take a look at it. Okay everybody, here we go. Now the object of this game is you're going to be building machines in this factory, and you're going to be trying to build it in the most efficient way possible to score points. So here's some of the components. This is a board, and each board is going to have a side A side, and there's also a more difficult one where it is side B, where it's got these things in the middle. Now each of the boards are going to have a different layout than this, so you'll actually be able to choose from a different layout from the different colors. So that's kind of the way the board is going to look. Right here is your scoring tracker. Now there is a solo mode in this game, but everybody's going to go ahead and start with $10 over here. Right over here is going to be the meat of the game, and these are the Factory Funner tokens. And I'll explain how these work, but each of these are going to have different names. This one's the Zap 3000. This one here is the Tri-Furnace over here. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be trying to hook these machines up. These machines have inputs and outputs, and you're going to be trying to hook them up in order to try to score points. So right here is the amount of points that this particular machine is going to be worth. And this here is the output. The output meaning that it's going to be shooting out two blue in this case towards you. And then you also have the inputs, meaning that they're going to be taking in this thing, which means they're going to be taking in this color. And right over here is going to tells you how much of each it's going to take. This takes one blue. This is going to take in 3 yellow. And so what you're going to be doing throughout the game is trying to connect these different machines in a way to where you'll be able to make the most amount of money. Now, in the very beginning, everybody's going to be taking 8 of these tiles, and I'm going to be just showing you how a turn works for one player. But what everyone's going to do is, if you're doing a 3-player game, everyone's going to take their tile over and they're going to flip it, and then everybody is going to have an opportunity to choose which one in real time that they would like. So if player 1 said, okay, I'm going to grab this one, he'll take it, and he's going to have to stick with it. Player 2 could say, okay, I'll take this one, and let's just say player 3 decides he's going to take this one. Now, you don't have to take a tile if you do not, a machine if you do not want to. However, if you do that, you're going to have to pay a $2 penalty. If you are the first player to grab a machine, you're going to take this tile over here. This is going to cost you 1. If you take the last machine, this is going to allow you to grab this one, and you'll go ahead and get +1 instead. So that's one of the ways that you're going to be doing it. Now on top of this machine, you've got what are called input reservoirs and output reservoirs. And the way an output reservoir is going to work is that it's going to connect, if you decide to use it, over here to the output. And it looks like this. This basically is going to be where the machine is going to be making its stuff if you decide to use it. The input reservoir is this over here, and this is going to make an unlimited amount of a certain color. So you would be able to say put something like this over here in order to fulfill this obligation for this color, or if you had pink, in this case you could put it over there. So now what you have also is you have a whole ton of pipes that you're going to be able to use in this game, and you're going to be able to use these pipes to connect the different machines together. Now if you're able to connect machines together that do not have one of these reservoirs on it, this is going to score you the additional points that are on the dots. So say you happen to have this machine put together with this is going to score you 3 points. Now on top of this, you can also use the output to try to fulfill a machine's requirements. For example, for this one takes 3 blue, and this one is making 3 blue. So what you can do is connect those two, and that will fulfill the requirement of that. Now, the thing with the machines is you have to fulfill all of these obligations somehow. So an example would be if you ended up having this on there. The main thing you're going to do on your first turn is you're going to go ahead and just try to fulfill them using these different reservoirs. So you would have that there, you could have this there, and then you could have this there, for example, and that is going to fulfill the requirements of this tile. Now, the way the scoring is going to work is you're going to get 5 points for the machine that you placed, but for everything that you place, such as a pipe or a reservoir, that is going to deduct 1 point. So you would take a point off for this, a point off for this, and a point off for this, and you would end up with 2 points. Now, another thing you can do with the piping is that you can also split it. So let's just say you happen to have something like this. You've got 3 output coming in here, and you've got a blue input here and a blue input here. Well, what you can do, you can grab like a pipe like this that splits off since it's giving out 3, and then you can go ahead and connect it like so over here. So you'll have one blue here, and one left over. Now you'll be able to connect these pipes so long as you have at least this or more in order to fulfill the requirements. So here's an example. Let's just say on your first turn you went ahead and you turned over this. And let's just say I decided I was going to place it over here somewhere. In the first turn, typically you're going to be using these reservoirs. So I'll put an output reservoir over there, and then I'm going to put an input reservoir over here like so, and then an input reservoir over here as well. So now I score 5 points, but since I've placed 3 things, that is going to go ahead and take away 3 points. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3. If I was playing with just 2 players, only the last token is going to be used. So if I was the second player, I would go ahead and get this credit. And of course, if it was more than 2 players, you would use this, and you would go ahead and put the scoring on that as well. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the second token, and let's just say I drew this. Okay, so now I have a green input over here and a black output. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to just place this over here like so, and I'm going to go ahead and place this black output over here. Now the unique thing about this game is that you can actually, you're going to get to a place where you're going to be needing to move these pieces around, like the reservoirs. You can actually take them off the board and reconfigure it so you can make it as efficient as you possibly can. So since I went ahead and placed this, I'm going to go ahead and lose a point, like so. So then I'm going to go ahead and flip over the next tile. Now for the next tile, I have one that has this configuration on it. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see, okay, where can I put this? So what I could do is I could remove this for free, and then I can go ahead and place this over here like so. And now I also have a 2 output over here. So what I'll do is I'll place this back on here, and this is going to cost me a point. And I also have this yellow over here as well. And so since I don't have any yellow output coming out yet, I'm going to go ahead and put this over in here like so. So I've got 7 points for that, but I've lost 2. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. And so now I'll go to the next tile. We'll go to the next tile. Let's just say I end up having something like this. So let's just say, okay, let me just show you kind of how pipe building works. Now I could place this over here, but just for the sake of showing you how the pipes work, I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. I'll go ahead and place a pipe over here like so, and this is going to cost me 1. And I also have this blue output coming out over here. Right now I don't have anything really to connect it to, so I'll go ahead and use a reservoir like this, and then I'll go ahead and put this blue thing over here as well for that. Now another thing that you can do, and let's just say I did this for example, I had a 12 over here. One thing that you can do is that you will be able to remove things like the pipes and like these reservoirs in order to try to make room to build it more efficiently. And you can also cross pipes over. So if you wanted to, like, say, put a pipe over here, for example, to try to meet the requirements, you could do that as well. So a lot of what you're going to be doing in this game is you're going to be doing a lot of reconfiguring, trying to build the best possible factory using the least amount of points. So let's just say I happen to have it over there. What I could do is I could build a pipe over here, and then I can put this little one over here, and then put another little one over here like so. This would connect that, and then I could also put a pipe over here and connect that. So what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to score points for these pips over here because I'm no longer using this reservoir. So what you'll do in this case is you're going to go ahead and mark it with these little markers over here, just signifying that you score the points for that. So that's kind of the way the game works. It's like a puzzle game. But anyway, after the 8 tiles have been used, you're going to go ahead and score up all of your points. Now also, after you do scoring, you're going to gain $3 for each dot covered by a clear chip in your factory. And the person that has the most amount of points is going to win. And that, folks, is Factory Funner. So my final thoughts on Factory Funner. Oh, man. If you've ever played an older game called Waterworks, this game kind of reminds me of that. But, man, anybody that is a fan of puzzle games should definitely check this out. This is a very, very cool game. Never plays the same way twice. I love it. I love this game. It just has so many different variants as to what you can do. You're always trying to figure out the best way to build. You know, taking pipes on, taking pipes off, taking off reservoirs, switching things up. Very cool concept. I definitely would recommend this to anybody who likes puzzle games or games that have strategy in them. Yeah, it's just a great game. I love them. The machines all have different names on them. I think that's cool. The components are very cool. I was really surprised at how many components this thing has. This thing has so many pipes and so many different parts to this game. All right, that's my review of Factory Funner, guys. We'll catch you later. Keep on gaming.